Each year, literally dozens of older pedestrians are dying on New Jersey roads. They're dying at twice the rate of younger people. And so what AARP is trying to do is to encourage local governments to get involved in the issue of pedestrian safety and make sure that our streets are safe. And to do that, when we have new road projects, to make sure that we're thinking not just of cars and the traffic, but thinking about people walking around, bicyclists, people that might be in a wheelchair. So we have decent sidewalks, curb cuts, crosswalks, ways for people to get from place to place safely.
Complete Streets is a project that really reinforces quality of life for senior citizens. A lot of senior citizens don't feel comfortable driving, or they've given up their license, and they're really under house arrest unless they can get out and walk safely to their destinations. Complete Streets helps them do that either in the building of the street or the reconstruction of the street by designing it in such a way that allows them to cross the street or use the street more safely.
Montclair actually was the first municipality in the state of New Jersey to adopt a complete streets policy. 3 months later, the state adopted its own policy. So this is really where, at least in New Jersey, complete streets really took hold. We widened the sidewalks, we made the driving lanes for the cars narrower, we improved all the intersections so it's much safer to cross. There are shared symbols for bicycles as well, and bike parking all throughout. Doing this work here, even though it was going to cost over $1 million, would more than twice pay for itself in increased commercial property values. So the residents in their home property values would end up paying less because the businesses and the owners of these buildings that were going to benefit from more shoppers and more people coming to downtown Montclair would more than pay for the cost of the project. Streets are for everyone, and making crosswalks and seating areas, public areas for senior citizens who may need to sit down and take a break, or just for families that want to just sit and enjoy the outdoor surroundings, it's really part of the same thing. So we're actually looking forward to this being used by everybody from all ages.
Complete Streets is one of a mastery of initiatives on which AARP is taking part, because this game of life is all about what happens in the second half, because that's when the game is over. And if we don't get the second half right, nothing else really makes sense for our friends and our families. And whether you're talking about Social Security, Medicare, home and community-based services, or this transportation safety issue that we call Complete Streets, nothing is more critical for people who want to age in place than to be able to not just be isolated and essentially shut in at home, but to get out and be a part of the community for as long as they're able to do so.
I gave up driving in 2009, and all of a sudden I took a deep interest in streets. I noticed that cars ignored me completely, and that one of the things that was very important to me, because I've lived in South Orange since 1947, is that I liked it here and I wanted to go on living here. If we can't get out, we're prisoners. It is very important for us to be able to cross our biggest barrier, the road.
I was walking through an intersection one night that was not well marked for pedestrians. I was struck by a car and was thrown to the ground, which was a horrific experience. I was taken to a local trauma center where I had operations for a fracture in my skull and my brain, which was hemorrhaging. Since that accident, my life will never be the same. I had months and months of rehabilitation so that I could walk again and so that I could function better cognitively. If the streets were safe for pedestrians, then no one would have to go through this horrible experience.
This to me is an urgent issue. We in the United States of America, as well as here in the state of New Jersey, face a real problem with vehicular pedestrian accidents. The anecdotal stories I've heard about street safety, especially for our seniors, is troubling. Seniors that feel more and more trapped in their own home because crossing major intersections is more and more difficult for them, whether it's walking or mobility challenged individuals who might use wheelchairs or scooters. It becomes harder and harder for them to make their way around in streets and intersections that are not safe. Now, I believe that no matter who you are, you understand that one of the principal ideals of this country is that everybody should be able to retire with dignity. And so with your voice in the political process, your voice talking to your town mayors, your town councils, your voice talking to state legislators to make a chorus of conviction around complete streets. If we could have that kind of activism among seniors all over the state, then this is going to become a reality. And you, being an individual, not only make your life better, but you'll help to make the lives better of seniors, children, pedestrians of all ages all around the state.